Hi guys, and welcome to Mark and Tim Talk Bullshit. Which, with 10 seconds to go, we decided we needed a proper name for this.
Yeah, we've only been doing this for the last 2.5 years, and we still
because we've been moving from Friday to Thursdays. So for anybody, I tell you what, hi Vlad, I can't believe you beat Donal. Too late, Donal. Too late, mate. Vlad beat you. So if any of you guys have got a good name for us, please let us know. We need to get a good name. I've seen some really good podcast software on AppSumo at the moment. Really good. So I need to do that. A couple of things before we get started. I sent you a thing called otter.ai the other day. Using Otter, I managed to get a 2,700 word draft article in 15 minutes today, whilst I was downstairs making a coffee. I ran a YouTube video into the micro with the volume up, with Otter recording it, and it transcribed it. If anybody gets what I actually did there, you've got something really, really, really useful. Anyway,
we got a whole bunch of people on already. Look at that.
I know, I can't believe it.
John's
hi Morris, hi John. I just come off a call with John. Hello John again. Tom and Jerry, thank you very much, mate. You get a new invoice next month. Right. So today we are going to talk about engagement as normally with sort of slightly different ways of, we've got different ways of engaging people than other people, because we don't like following the herd.
No.
Down to Greece. Name that song. Okay. Look who's just turned up.
Oh, gee whiz. Peter.
Hello, Mr. Peter. How are you?
Long time.
Seen you for ages.
So one of the things I was going to start off with was, I know the last time we spoke, which was about 2 or 3 weeks ago now, I can't remember. Apologies, we had a bit. I had to adult for a few weeks. Unfortunately, one of my lovely dogs, unfortunately, he died a couple of weeks ago. So we had to adult a bit for the last few weeks. But the last thing we spoke about before all of that kicked off was the message testing that we've been doing on Facebook ads. And a lot of people seem to really sort of click into that quite nicely. And we've seen some reasonable discussions on the pro group. And so to give you an idea, for about the last 3-4 weeks, I've been running these message tests on Facebook ads super cheaply. And we've been progressing really well. I'm starting to get some really solid click-through rates. And we're starting to get further down the process and all that kind of thing. Anyway, I wanted to run a message test on for existing customers to try to get them to come back for more stuff. And so I set up a campaign yesterday for existing customers using a custom audience from like an email list of people who've already bought from us, which is quite my normal way. Is definitely my normal way of targeting these people. And it pulls in about 4,000 or 5,000 sort of contacts, which is about 50% of our audience as a total. But I also added in the purchase event on Facebook. So if somebody has bought something in the last 180 days and they land on the thank you page for when they purchase something, it fires the Facebook pixel and it fires an event called a purchase event. Now, if you're into the Facebook stuff, you'll know all about that. Anyway, I used those two things as a targeting. So like the purchase event and my existing customer email list, all bunged in together. Started running the campaign and the results were absolutely shocking, awful. Probably I was seeing CPMs of like 25 and 30 pounds per thousand, which is just outrageous considering for the majority of the message testing I've been doing, it's been around about the 2, 3, 4 pounds mark. And I was getting charged like
per thousand, by the way, not per click. Per click was like 6-7 cents.
Yeah, so my original message testing was working out around about 7p normally on average, and but my cost per click for this new audience, for this new test, was like £4 per landing page, which is just, so we're paying 20 times the amount, 40 times the amount, which was just insane. And I was just like, this is ridiculous. So I turned it off, and there is a point behind this and about engagements and all that kind of thing. Anyway, having a conversation with Ellie in our office, and it suddenly had a bit of a light bulb moment. It was like, oh, I wonder what happens if I get rid of the purchase event and stop targeting the purchase event, because that's Facebook's own targeting mechanism. That's their own signal to say that somebody's a buyer. So I removed that, and my ad cost, my cost per landing page view, has gone down by it's 25% of the price. So it's like 99p for a landing page click rather than £4. So it's just a bit of a word of warning. If you're going to run these types of message ads to existing audiences, don't use the Facebook Pixel purchase event, because Facebook will charge you through the bloody nose for it.
It's funny. I wonder how many people, because one of the things that you get on almost every single course is, if you've got a purchase pixel, you must use it, right? And can you imagine how many people have given up Facebook, are running ads for their business, and just walked away because the ads were so high and they were using that bit of advice, rather than just go, okay, well, let's just forget about the people who have already bought or who have shown to have bought. Let's just go for the people who have shown interest, and let's try and engage. I got it back on track with them.
Like I say, it made me sort of start questioning some other things, that the Facebook targeting options. And one of the latest ones is not really that new, to be honest with you, but it's you upload what's called an LTV audience, lifetime value audience. Yeah. So with your email list of buyers, you also upload the lifetime value of that particular buyer as well. So you're also giving a clue to Facebook who your most valuable customers are. So I'm curious now whether they're actually charging more for getting access to those guys, because nothing else was different. It was just simple message ads, traffic campaign, nothing different. The reason why I was running these tests is because engagement, exactly the reason why what we're talking about today. And one of the things that I have to keep on reminding myself of is that our existing customers or our existing prospects, the people that we've already engaged with, if we can engage with them again, they're much, much more likely to take the next action or to purchase again or to sign up to something else. So it pays to actually run ad campaigns and to engage with that audience again, because my email list, I can send out an email and generally I'll get anywhere between 30 to 50% open rates from my existing email list. But I always leaves that question in my mind of like, okay, well, if only 30% of people are opening this particular email, 70% are not. So I'm missing out on engaging with that other 70%. So what other ways can we reach them? What other ways, what other methods are there for communicating and engaging with these people? Which is why I wanted to run this particular ad test to start having a better engagement campaigns, better traffic campaigns to engage existing customers again, because they should be the easiest people to convert again. If they've bought once, they should be easier than a prospect, somebody who's never bought from us before. They should be easier for us to get them to come back and buy again, or to sign up to your next course, or to sign up to your subscription program, whatever it might be. So that's, the real takeaway from this whole sort of like first part of this was my act of how do I re-engage with these people who aren't opening my emails, who aren't actively buying from me at the moment. How can I re-engage them?
And one of the things, the way you've got to look at engagement is, you imagine if you've got a local bar you go into or a local restaurant you go to, and you walk in there and the same people are there, nearly all the time. And you have one guy that comes up to you and goes, Hi, Mark. How you doing? Every time you go in, just says hi, talks to you, disappears off, does his own stuff. And you've got another guy in there who you see every time you go in there, but once every 6 months he goes, hi, Mark. How you doing? Now, if let's say both of those are plumbers, right? And you suddenly get a water leak, who are you going to call? Who are you going to call? You're going to go to the guy who is there when you need him. Okay, he's always around. You might not need him as a plumber for 364 days of the year, but the time you do need him, the time you're ready to buy, I saw it described a while back as the time you've got a bleeding neck. Right? When you've got a bleeding neck, you really need to deal with it. Then the guy that's always around is a guy that you go to, you'll default to. One of the things on a similar line to what Tim was saying is one of the things I've been testing, doing some lightweight testing. So I discovered that a story, I thought of like an email in a Facebook ad gets a really, really good response. Okay, it works really well. So one of the things I'm testing, or that I'm scheduled testing, is taking my daily email, right, and just putting it in as an ad, and the audience is basically anyone on my list. Like, obviously, you take your custom audiences from your lists, and so you can then make sure that, okay, they may not see your email, they may not open your email, they may ignore it, but at the same time, you've got your ad running with that email in it. You don't have to take them from Facebook to your landing page. Okay, so just do it for engagement. Okay, because what will happen in the body, you can have the link. So if they read it, they will find the link that you've got there. And just simple stuff like that. Just making sure that you're constantly in their eye line. And it's not the mistake people make is they want to sell now. Right? I don't want to sell now. Sorry, I don't want to buy now. Okay, I might need to buy. So let's say a real life example. Guys, I always get adverts and I see adverts on Facebook for Mac repairs and local Mac dealers, right? 99% of the time, well, for the last 5 years, I've not needed a Mac dealer. But suddenly, when my Mac broke, the first ad that came up for a Mac dealer was the one I needed. So yeah, it's now you see what Ian said.
So the guy,
he's been cantankerous again. The guy you believe is a better plumber, but even if he's around once in a blue moon. Yeah.
So the other engagement thing, which I kind of keep on, I forget. I'd be blatantly like obvious, guilt. I'm as guilty as anybody for doing this, or not doing this. But with your email list, one of the best things you can do to engage or get or continue to get positive engagement with your audience is asking people to reply to your emails. And it's one of the most basic things. It's like, even if I'm just sending out, I tend to sell. I say sell. I sell in every email, but it's a real soft sell. It's not like, here, go buy this. I've got 20% off kind of offer. And I don't do that. In fact, I think I do it once a month, possibly, that I might go have more of a blatant pitch in my emails. However, I do still sell. I always mention a product or tie in what I'm talking about in a particular email to a particular product that I've got available to sell. Okay. But the thing is, a lot of the time, what I'm trying to do with people on that email list is I'm trying to still get them to take an action of some description. It might be just to go click a link to go to watch a YouTube video. And we do this with our first-time customer engagement sequence. Hint: the clue is in the name of the sequence. Is the first-time customer engagement sequence. Basically, it's to get people to participate in the conversation that's constantly going on within that I'm trying to provoke in the emails. So each email which I send out you'll get to the end and it'll go, oh, by the way, if you want to, watch that video that I mentioned, that, funny Family Guy video, here's the URL for the for the YouTube link, the YouTube video. It might be or here's the link to the post on our Facebook page. Or I might even just say, hit reply and tell me why XYZ, and what do you think about this? Hit reply and we'll contact you back. We'll communicate back with them. And what it's doing is, even though the emails responses go into our help desk system, and when those responses come into the support system, I tell Ellie and Sam all the time, it's like, if somebody replies to an email, strike up a conversation with them. It's like, continue the conversation that's already been started, because each time that somebody replies to somebody is an opportunity to create a stronger connection, to engage closer with that particular person. And at some point, they're going to feel like they're actually, much, much more than just a customer, just an email list subscriber, or whatever it might be. They'll feel that they're much, much more closely tied to you, and they're much, much more likely to buy from you. So when it comes round to it, and it's like, they start having that conversation, and they go, oh yeah, I've been buying lean greens from my mum, and she's been getting great results. And it's like, okay, well, the next time you order, just drop us a quick reply, and we'll drop in a tub of our turmeric, because I think your mum might love the turmeric as well. And we drop in a free tub of the turmeric. And what it does is it just creates a closer bond, a closer tie, and it means that they're much, much more likely to keep on coming back time and time and again to buy from us. So those kinds of engagement it's not the obvious ones, and it's not the ones that most people kind of, as internet marketers, we kind of get lazy. We kind of like going, oh yeah, well, I want to automate everything. I want everything to be simple. I don't want to actually have to speak to anybody. And as internet marketers, we do fall into that trap. We become guilty of not wanting to talk to human beings. But this is a way of actually, doing it in the biggest challenge that we have as internet marketers is we try to do the macro. We try and talk to everybody rather than talking to one person, rather than talking to the individual and getting the result from the individual. So Vlad's just sent a message too. So I've recently ran a sweepstake and built a list of 550 subscribers. Spent the last 3 days just replying to people, as had about 50 to 60 emails in asking questions about their dogs. Absolutely. So when somebody's taken time, and this is the way I look at it, they've taken time to actually respond to a business, to somebody, to me.
We try to sell them stuff.
I'm going to give them the time of day and actually make a response to them. So it's the same as what we do with the Facebook, and we talked about this a lot, answering every single comment on your Facebook page. And it's like, it's easy to dismiss and kind of yeah, whatever. And Peter, who's on the call here, he's a big proponent of this, and actually communicating with people on Facebook, actually answering comments, answering messages. Don't ignore them, because they're the people who are most likely to end up buying from you.
Yeah, I mean, one of the benefits is actually, if anybody saw the email I sent out today, I had a reply within half an hour to that. It was actually from Herman, who asked that question 4 years ago. But it started up a conversation. Yesterday I had a reply. You might have seen my signature yesterday was Star Trek is better than Star Wars, right? I absolutely knew who was going to reply to me then. And I got a reply calling me an idiot. But I actually, even before I sent it, I knew who was going to reply to me.
Yeah, you wrote. The thing is, you wrote that email for them.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's who it was.
Thank you, Sally.
Yeah, when you start to engage with people, and it makes the whole business easier as well. See, I'm not the only one. So it does make the business of marketing easier when you've engage with people, you've had conversations with your clients, because when you're writing an offer, right, you write it from their point of view. You know what they would want. One of the things I'm doing now, just telling Tim beforehand, big income small lists is very soon becoming basically a private coaching program. It'll be a mixture of, it'll be a hybrid between video lessons, private coaching, and group coaching. Simply because I've talked to some of the people I'm coaching at the moment. Right? I know what they respond to. I know what I respond to better. So it can help drive forward your whole business. So yeah, definitely engage. One of right, Dean Jackson did the 9-word email.
Yes.
Which is, are you still interested in product A? That's it. Well, if you take that and drop it into an automation, like 3 emails in, okay, how are things going? Question mark. Okay, you will start to get people reply to you. You'll probably get 10-15% of people, maybe even more. If you word the question correctly and get the right question, you will get a lot of people reply to you. That starts a conversation. Okay, then you can, in that conversation, you can say, oh, by the way, if you're still having that problem, you might find that this product that I've got will really help you out. Now, get back to me if you want any more information. You're suddenly one step closer to a sale without having to go buy my stuff.
The key is that you stop being this anonymous name at the ends of the internet, who you don't know whether it's all just some automated machine that does X, Y, Z. And if you give a personalized response, it makes the world of difference. It's like I find it. I still find it amazing even now with the thousands of customers that we have for Lean Greens, and it's like the phone conversations I have and the email conversations I have one-on-one with customers are still today the biggest bang for buck. They're the end up being the most valuable marketing actions that I take. And it's like, we have a phone line into our office, which is, posted on the front page of our website. And we don't get a massive number of calls, a couple of calls a day. And when we do pick up the phone, it's like those people are always the ones that end up being amazing customers, because they've actually had a personal engagement with that business, or somebody at that business, and that's why, it's important that myself and Sam and Ellie, like the type of people that we are, Ian mentioned you have a secret weapon, you're a bit more nice and genuine, or genuine nice. And it's like, it's not forced. Genuine is genuinely genuine, and I'm genuinely nice. But it's like, I quite like talking to our customers, especially if they are the right types of people for us as well. I'd love talking to those type of people. Vlad says, to find out how many old people's dogs are, not old people's dogs. I know how old you are, Mark. To find out how old people's dogs are that subscribe to my list, I create an email asking them and provide 5 different options depending on which link they clicked. I set an active campaign to tag them with the appropriate dog age. Yeah, and it's stuff like that, which it's kind of combining the personal individual interactions with the automations that you can do. And that, I've spent the morning talking to Ellie, the girl who works for us. I've been talking to her about segmentation of email lists.
Doesn't exist. I've never seen her. I think she's a figment of Tim's imagination.
Yeah, no, she's not.
Ellie, your special friend.
Ellie came to us as a blog writer, photographer, blah blah blah, and a social media person is now getting, despite her, she says she hates numbers and she hates maths, and she's now becoming a segmentation and Facebook ads nerd, which is about as mathematical as you're ever going to get. And talking to her about cost per acquisition and return on ad spend. So I'm doing division numbers with her. And it's you know, so she thinks that she's an arty person. She actually works out. She's worked out that she's actually quite nerdy with some of this numbers shit. But yeah, that's the point. Is like, you know, when you can start tying in the segmentation of your audiences based upon the information that you have, it then makes your emails way more personalized, and then the engagement just gets better and better and stronger.
The thing of that, the thing that Vlad did by asking people how old their dogs were, it means that if he gets a product, or he sees a good product, a good offer for glucosamine, he knows to send it to that segment. And then if he's got one for puppy food, he knows to send it to. So people are going, oh, he's just writing to me. It's great, because I get so fed up with all these puppy food adverts I get, and my poor old dog's 97.
Yeah. Well, that's, you know, like we've always said, is like, you know, marketing is a game of elimination. And if you can, you know, if you can not show your advert to people that it's not relevant for, you know, then you're saving yourself a huge amount of money, but you're also saving the sanity of the people that are incorrectly getting your adverts. And that's, to me, is actually way more important. It means that you're not adding more noise into an already noisy world. It seems that every single one of your messages is on point to that person, and that is way more impactful than, you know, the alternative, which is, you know, mass marketing to everybody, and it you know, hoping you might capture like a 0.001% of people that it might be interesting to.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I would recommend that anybody who has a list just sits down tomorrow, writes an engagement email, or writes a way that they can reach out and be really more personal with that person or those people. Just ask them, you know, what problems are you having? Are there any problems that I can help you with? See how it goes.
So another example that you can go with is engaging people in the right way is bought X but not Y campaigns. And like, again, this is a you know, I say it's advanced segmentation. It's not that tough, really. It's basically going, okay, people have bought 5K method, but they've never bought big income small lists. And it's like, okay, well, why haven't they bought big income small lists? Because surely that, you know, if they've gone through 5K, maybe the logical progression is to move on to big income small lists. And it's like, okay, what kind of adverts can we put in that are going to engage with those people much more tightly about where they are in their internet marketing journey? You know, they've gone through in 5K method. They understand affiliate marketing. They understand potentially capturing an email. They might not have like done anything with the email marketing side of things, but that's the next stage. And that's where you can start talking to them about, you've got a list of 100 people. Cool. We can make something work with that. Let me show you how with big income small lists. And it becomes a lot more like targeted and relevant to that individual, rather than just going to the whole entire audience and going, hey guys, buy my stuff. It's great.
And you don't have to be in their face with it. So yesterday's email was an announcement about this show. What it was really was a bit of a promo for big income small lists. Today's email was a promo for big income small lists, but you won't see it being shoved into people's faces, buy this, buy this, buy this. It's just constantly making sure that you've got your products and your offers available where people can see them.
Why do you think that we rock up every Thursday or Friday or every other Thursday, or whenever we get around to doing a live thing? Why do you guys think we do this? And it's like, yes, to a certain degree, Mark and I just do it for shits and giggles, because it really is a bit of.
No one ever listens to us normally. Now we've got a captive audience.
But it's engagement at the end of the day, and it's like, you know, we like actually having people on here live. You know, well, we get way more people actually watching it after the fact. You know, they'll watch the video later on, or they'll download the podcast, or, you know, whatever. But it's about the engagement with you guys that's really important, because ultimately it means that you stay. If you're in the pro group, you know, and you're on a monthly membership, you stay with us longer. You know, you might decide to sign up to an annual membership, or lifetime offer if we've got that going at the time. It's about, this is about engaging with the people that we want to talk to most, which are the people who are commenting and watching right now. I have no idea how many people are watching. It might be 5, it might be 10, it might be 20. I don't know, but it's engaging with you. We're in a one-on-one conversation with you. And that's why we do it. That's why we're here. And there is always that underlying, we want to get people to join our either SMO free group or the pro group or buy big income small list, whatever it might be. But ultimately the engagement that we do on a weekly basis, or whenever we can be bothered doing a live thing, that's the bit, that's the important bit. It used to be a reminder that the weekend has started, and then you moved it to not Friday. Yeah,
but the trouble with that, the real reason for doing it was for Friday we had to sort of do it sort of morningish, so we then lost all of the United States. The people in Australia are already drunk.
Yeah,
so we decided to leave the drunks alone and focus on the United States, because they were just getting up and drinking their coffee. So yeah.
The ones in Australia, they just come back from the nightclub. Well,
no, not anymore. They don't. They're all locked up again, aren't they?
They are all locked up.
Like prisoners should be.
Oh dear. Oof, oof.
They're not here. I can say whatever I want. We'll edit it out later.
Savage.
Right. So anyone got any questions? I think we're going to keep that short and sweet, unless we've got anything else you want to talk about. Just seriously, guys, engaging. Make engaging the number one thing that you do. Now, when someone comes onto your list, onboard them. Do a proper onboarding. I'm absolutely terrible at doing bonjuros at the moment, and which is criminal, because I know how well bonjuros convert. I saw a couple of bonjuro case studies this week. And people are absolutely killing it with just a bonjour message, saying something like, thanks for joining my list. You got it. Thanks for joining my list. Just to let you know, look, I've got this private coaching program, and I've got this other thing. Click the link below. Ask me what, get more information, that type of thing. And I think it was 7 or 8x'd his business. I tell you what, you talk and I'll try and find the article.
No, it's it's one of those. It's reminded me that we kind of fell out with we fell out of the habit of doing the bonjuros. We just got stupidly busy at one point. Yeah. And it was like, and Sam and I were talking about it the other day. It's like, why are we not doing that? Because that was
exactly the same.
It's like the sort of the results that we got from that, the feedback we got. One of the other things that we've stopped doing is, because we got busy, is that we stopped doing thank you cards for new customers. And
I reminded you of that the other day, didn't I?
Did, yeah. And Mark was instrumental. And it's like, I said to Sam, I was like, we really need to do these thank you cards again, because it's like we got people, even if they didn't tell us that they appreciated it, we got enough feedback from people to say that they love the personal touch of the thank you card. And it's like they never get that from, we put a thank you card into like a new customer box kind of thing. But it's one of those things where we want to go, we should really be sending it separately, and sending maybe it's a real quick handwritten note or something. And like we've started doing things like Post-it notes, and or writing on the bottom of a packing slip, like
scribble it.
Yeah, no, literally scribbling with like a Sharpie or something like that, and just going, hey Julie, thanks very much for ordering for the first time. Got any questions? Just send us a quick email, and then draw an arrow to the support @ email address. And it's like simple things like that make the world of difference as well.
Yeah, that's the results of one of the case studies.
John told us that he split tested 200 bonjuros versus sending no video to his inbound leads. He saw a 100% increase in paid members as a result. Yeah.
You'll get the full article on Member Mouse's blog, Marketing Video Funnel. It's well worth a read. I gave it to one of my clients, and she got one of the girls in her office, said, right, you're within a couple of hours, this is your job now. When everybody comes on, you've got to message them or whatever. So
there's a couple of questions there for you, Mark.
Okay. Right. Clarify what's happening with the changes you're proposing with SMO Pro. SMO Pro, I mean, nothing changing at the moment. In the future, we'll probably be doing a lot more live stuff in there, live coaching and stuff like that. As ever, members in SMO Pro will always be grandfathered into whatever the next level.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind being 100% honest here. I mean, we're thinking about just dropping the $47 a month membership and going to an annual or lifetime membership. Obviously, people, whatever people are on now, they'll stay on that, unless they want to upgrade or whatever. But the way we want to take it is more actually what we're talking about now, engaging, or the way I would take it. And I think Tim's in agreement with us, or with me. That if we had 10,000 members paying $47 a month, it would be great. But it's not happening. We've got a really small group of people, so we might as well take that group of people and bring them with us. And yeah, so yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what we're planning anyway. When it happens, what happens, I don't know. I'll tell you how fluid this is at the moment. Up to yesterday, I've been spent the last 3 weeks working on the 5K method to basically take that and this sort of new model I'm following, which is, I said, much more closely integrated. Maybe try and get 10 customers a month that can join, and then work their way through with private calls and like video lessons and group calls and stuff like that. Up to probably what time? 6 o'clock last night. That was where I was heading. 6:05 last night. Big income, small lists is now what I'm working on, for loads of reasons, and one of them is engagement. It's just much easier to engage with people, which is because BISL is a smaller course, so it's a better way to start this off. So we'll see. But
sort of, obviously, both Mark and I, we make the majority of our revenue from, me personally, from Lean Greens, and I make a reasonable amount of revenue from, or income, I should say, each month from, affiliate sales that are continuous, ongoing, and I know the same for Mark as well. And it's like SMO's actually a relatively small thing for us, but it's something that we both are actually really stupidly passionate about. Stupidly, I think, might be the right word for it. We're stupidly passionate about, because it's our ability to, or our outlet to, tell the world about the stuff that we're doing, and it's just interesting for us. It's a welcome distraction from all the other stuff that we end up doing.
I'll be sat here talking to myself all day long.
Yes.
So I've got someone to submit my ideas to, or subject my ideas to. We've got, for example, I've got all the affiliate stuff that I've been doing over the last few years. That comes in every month. I've got the 5K. I make occasional 5K method sales. I make BISL sales. I've got the private coaching clients, people I work with. The stuff that I look forward to, and one of my coach clients here, I just got off him before, John. I look forward. I was pissed off on Monday because he never turned up. It was a bank holiday. He never turned up. I was left going, oh. But I actually look forward to talking to people and coaching people and giving people ideas and seeing them go away, implement, and come back and go, wow, that worked. That's where I get my pleasure from. So the whole thinking behind the changes I'm making is, okay, well, let's turn rather than giving someone access to a course where they don't watch all the videos, never put data, never track the data on your videos. You'll just get so depressed.
All that time and effort you put into making videos.
Yeah. I spent 60 hours recording one of the courses. I've had absolutely 5 people got to the end of it.
Yeah. Oh, it's gutting. It really is. I was asked, somebody was in another Facebook group. I'm in a group of product creators, as in for physical products, selling on Amazon and all that kind of stuff. And there was this one person asking about creating a digital marketing, a digital course, selling like, videos and stuff like that. And they were like, oh, should I be using Kajabi or ClickFunnels or anything like that? What would you recommend? And my response was like, sell through a PayPal link and deliver via email. Yeah. It's like, honestly, like, do not waste your time putting all that effort into building this beautiful membership site for then nobody to actually watch the stuff. If you deliver it in a very simple way, just quickly and easily, it's far better for your sanity, especially for a new and unproven program. And that's just, it's the same for you guys. It's like, think of the easiest way that you can deliver something. And it's like, find the thing that's going to get people to engage the most with you. Because sometimes, creating all these video courses, whilst it's a great idea in theory, and we've been sold that idea to death by the Russell Brunsons of the world, it's not always the method that we all like going through. I'm quite freely admit to say that I've got a whole bunch of courses that I've bought over the years, and they're video courses, and I get 2 modules in, and I'm like, oh, bored now. I'm fast forwarding through all the other stuff to basically get to the interesting bit. So I don't watch all the videos, and all that time those people spent, creating the perfect video about how to create your first Facebook ad. It's like, yeah, seriously, I've seen this before a bazillion times. Just show me the good stuff, boys. And that's pretty much what happens with a lot of the courses that unfortunately we create for SMO and beyond.
But the interesting thing is, one of the things that triggered this was during lockdown, every marketer in the world was talking about, you've got to do courses, here's how you do courses, right? So literally, I'm just trying to stay ahead of the curve. I'm taking the private coaching model and blending in, or doing a hybrid private coaching model and coaching model. Right, private coaching and video model.
That's actually a nice model, in my opinion, because you actually, yes, you command a higher price point for it, which is, kind of normal, because it obviously is taking more of your individual time. But you can do that. You can certainly do a group communication. So do a Zoom call with 10, 15 people at a time. You can take 15 people through your course each month. And so you do a Zoom call with them, and then you have supplementary sort of videos showing people how to do the technical nerdy bit, as it were. How to set up a Facebook ad, and how to, set up a, WordPress blog or whatever it might be. You can set those up ahead of time. And the bit that's the interesting bit is, the one-on-one, the one to a small group kind of method. You don't need to do necessarily personal one-to-one stuff. I know Mark likes doing that, but it's awfully time-consuming.
Yeah, I mean, and then you have an immediate feedback loop. So when I do a course, when anyone does a course, they do a course, they put it out there, and they may get feedback at the end if someone does a review or gives them feedback. Most of the time that doesn't happen. Despite begging for reviews, it doesn't happen. Groveling, please give me a bloody review. Still doesn't happen. But if you're on a call with people, you get an immediate feedback loop. And then if you've got calls every 2 weeks, it keeps people on track. It really does. People go, okay, I know in the next 2 weeks, I have got to build a landing page. I've got to test some lead magnets. And so all that stuff. Yeah, but it makes to me, it makes sense. And it also means that rather than trying to sell 1,000 or $237 products, I've got to send 10 $497 products every month, and that's relatively easy. Especially if you think you're going to get the same amount of leads in. To sell a $37 product and to sell a $497 product takes the same amount of leads, or you're going to get the same amount of leads. So you're only trying to sell to 10% or so of the audience, or that buy the other one, if you know what I mean.
I always found it fascinating with the Warrior Forum stuff, and selling a $7 product or $7 whatever thing, you know, it's like, that's got to be the most painfully hard way to you know, run a business. And yes, there are outliers. There are people, you know, the WSO of the day, you know,
4 times in a row.
People like Mark Thompson who keep on dominating that. But essentially, there's only a small number of the programs that get launched actually get that and get that massive boost. It's very, very rare that you know, if out of 1,000.
You want to know how I did that? Engagement. Seriously, answering every single post that was put in a thread immediately, emailing my list, messaging people, say it's live now, you know. But buy it now, and I'll give, and I'll slip in a little bit extra.
So I've had a couple of chats that go over.
What, one of the F-16s or whatever?
Yeah, I think so. They use our valley as like you know, a bit of a racetrack, a hair around the corner of the hill.
Terrible. Anyway, end of the recorded Zoom call. Do a round robin. How are you feeling now? True. Or give me some bloody testimonials before the next call, please.
Give
me a testimonial. Give me a review.
You're not allowed to come on to next week's call unless you've given me a testimonial.
Yeah, your first bit of homework. Do a review of the course. Plus another thing that's even better is, you know, if you get 10, 20 people on a course, okay, and it's more expensive, it means that that's 10, 20 people you can actually like help with their affiliate campaign if they want to do an affiliate campaign. So next month you actually get more people in, and they get some commission, so they can cover their costs and stuff like that. So
it reminds me of me.
I'm actually thinking about having an argument before we finish. I have an argument with Ian. Shall I have an argument with Ian because he's so far off the mark? Big income, small list, the foundation, but people are not logical. So 5K might be a better seller as it directly addresses the problem. Maybe incorporate BISL inside 5K as a foundation. I did think about that. No, big income, small list is by far the more valuable course, and I'll tell you why. Right, big income, small lists. Someone can come in today, sit down with me tomorrow, and by next Friday, even by Saturday or Sunday, we can actually have an income for them.
Yeah.
Right. So it's that easy. And once you can do that, making sales of it is much easier. Okay. 5K method. Someone comes in now and I coach them and they go through it. It's still going to be 2 or 3 months before they're starting to see a return. Okay. And getting quick wins for people is the easiest way to grow a business, because you imagine if somebody comes in, they pay 497 and they've made 1,000 by next Friday. Right? They're going to tell everyone. Okay, they're happy. They'll give you a review.
So just kind of like finish that off. One of the people that I consider as being, I say mentor, it's probably the wrong way to describe them. Somebody who I followed for a number of years in the product sort of, you know, e-commerce space. A guy called Ryan. No, Ryan Daniel Moran. And Ryan, I think it was 2018. He sent out an email basically going, "I'm going to sell you my 4 email sequence for like making an offer and making a bunch of sales in 4 days. And as part of that, we'll sign you up to the 1% club as well, and all this kind of membership community, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff." Anyway, signed up to get this 4 email sequence. And within 4 days, I think I'd sold like 4.5 grand's worth of product that I could not shift for love nor money before then. I sold 4.5 grand's worth of product. And at that point, I was completely bought in because I had that instant win. I was like, this guy knows what he's talking about. I want to follow him. And so I followed him ever since, and has been a huge part of the methodology that I've gone with for e-commerce. And the email strategy that he talks about is hugely influential and still something I use today. And I wrote an email today, which was the subject line was, I'm not allowed to bribe you. And basically it was saying, I've just launched this new product on Amazon and it's gone nowhere. It's absolutely tanked, but I'm not allowed to bribe you to to go buy the product or to leave me a review. But I'd love you to go and do that anyway, just to help me out, get my product launched. So I said, in return, and this is not a bribe, I'll send you a GIF or a meme in reply. And it's like, just send us a quick email to say that you've bought from us, and then I'll reply to you. And like, you would not believe the number of people who sent me an email this morning going, Tim, I bought from Amazon, bought the vitamin C product from Amazon. Where's my GIF? And I'm like, so Ellie's spent the morning responding to them, finding GIFs.
And that's not GIFs with a T at the end.
No,
stupid pictures.
It's like an animated image, and it's like, it's ridiculous. But that's engagement. That's getting people to engage with you, and that's it's a hugely impactful magic.
Right, shall we leave it there?
I think so. But now you're selling a direct benefit, now a small list. Yeah.
But the small list stuff may not be. It may be disappearing. Big income small list name may be getting changed slightly. Hence the fact that I literally 5 minutes before I came on here, I launched a load of ads to test different names and different messages. We do for everything now. So if you missed the last show we did 2 weeks ago, right, and you're wondering why are you talking about like running messages on Facebook? This is why. We test absolutely everything. We let the audience and people in the niches we're looking at tell us what works for them, just by simply the fact that they'll click. If they like something, they'll stop and click. If they don't like something, they'll ignore it. So you get some really, really good insights into your business. So you need to look up the last call.
Yeah, definitely watch the last one. Well worth it.
Right, guys, that I think is definitely it. In my head, we'll do 30 minutes today. We've done 50.
50 minutes later.
Yeah, we can blame Morris for that, for getting me off on an off track again.
No, but a good off track, and it's not really an off track. It's on point for what we're talking about, and it's like the engagement part of what we try to do here, and also with SMO and all that kind of stuff. Super important, and it's totally relevant to what you guys.
The other thing is, always try and be honest. Yeah. I wrote an email today going to the people who, if anybody happens to sign up for during this test, they're going to get an email, right? Me being totally honest with what I'm doing. So here's a report just to let you know this is what I'm doing. So, okay. But yeah, so
cool.
Be good. Market like you want to be marketed to. Talk to people like you want to be talked to.
So next week we'll be back, will we? Maybe.
Yes. Yeah. Why not? It's more seconds to come and listen to us. Yeah.
Can't promise that we'll be back next week, but we will be back next week.
I'll have a chat with Ian during the week, and we'll work out which argument we can have next week.
I'd like a 5-minute argument rather than a 3-minute argument.
Hiya, Ken. Didn't know you were hiding in the background there. We only see who's on it when they actually make a comment.
So, as always, if you're not in SMO free group, sign up. I think it's SMO free. What's the URL again, Mark?
Right, smo.com/free, something like that. Yeah.
smo.com/free. There you go.
Yeah. Can we put it up? Let me put it. I did put it up earlier. There you go. Everyone here I can see is on it, but if you're looking at the replay and you got this far, come on. Now you know what you're getting.
If you're in the free group, join Pro as well.
And if you have any questions whatsoever, and your stuff, ask it in the paid group, ask it in the free group, reply to our emails, go to Amazon and leave a review and ask him Tim and his reviews on Amazon.
Good pitch.
I know. Right, guys. See you later. Peace out. Bye.